Hi guys, it is your girl. It's your girl. It's your girl. It's Okay, hi. Greetings everybody. It is your girl, the Renaissance Girl. Today I'm going to be coming with you, at you, to you, bringing. Okay, but I'm giving. I am going to be coming at you with a new video. This video is basically a part 2 series to the what I gave up in 2022. Now we're going to be talking about the things that I did to start my new life, to start my rebirth in my journey, rebirth in my passions, rebirth in my mindset, and what I've taken so far that have been super effective for me achieving my goals in 2022. The first thing that I really had in mind that I actually listed down were the goals that I wanted to see and achieve in 2022. Before you start adding things to your life, before you start replenishing things in your life, you have to understand, okay, what do I want to see in my life? What are the goals? What are the dreams? What are the aspirations that I am after? So I made a list of some of the goals and aspirations that I personally have for myself. So let's get started. Goals that I had in mind when starting my new journey and things that I implemented. The first goal I had in mind was that I want to accomplish more in a day. I wanted to accomplish more in the day because we have 24 hours in a day. However, I found myself before spending countless of time and energy doing like spending countless time online. Then I look up and it'd be like 5 o'clock and I'm like tired, so I don't want to start any new projects because I'm tired. And then I'm like, you know what, it's fine. I'm just gonna go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, and we're gonna get started. That is procrastination. So I realized that I was just procrastinating throughout the day, and then I would look up and the business hours would end, so I couldn't contact any businesses. My energy would be drained, so I couldn't start new creations or projects that I wanted to do. And third, I just wanted to relax. And it just started to become a routine and a habit that were formed that were just gonna lead me down the path of not achieving anything that I ever set out for. So I definitely wanted to start accomplishing more in my day. The second goal I had was I want to make more money. I think that it's super important to have multiple streams of income. You want to make money while you're sleeping. How do you get to that point? You start putting in your mind like, hey, okay, I want to make more money. I'm going to start looking for other jobs. I'm going to start using the skills and abilities that I have to create sources of income. I'm going to start making a YouTube channel. I'm going to start posting more things that will gear you into monetizing off of the fruits of your labor. Number 3, I wanted to be healthy and have my desired body. So as a human being, I think that all of us have in mind what we want to look like, what we want to feel like, what we want to, what type of image we want to have. And one of my biggest things, not only just as a being, but as a person that is constantly in entertainment, a person that is constantly being viewed by thousands of people throughout a day or throughout time, I wanted to make sure that my image was something that I feel comfortable with showing on camera. So that is definitely one of my goals. I want to stay consistent. So I feel like one of the biggest things for me last year was consistency. It's like I would have these great streaks where I would post all this content, post all this like healthy, eat healthy. I would do all these different activities that were geared towards whatever my goal was. I would even like set up business strategies and make all my business appointments, and then it'd be going so well, and then I just stopped. And I was like, I don't want to continue stopping this year. And it wouldn't just be like a stop for a day, it'd be like a stop for like almost a month or so, and that's time that you're not getting back. And then when you look up at the end of the year, what have you actually accomplished? So that was like a huge thing for me. I want to be more consistent, not only throughout my day, but I want to be consistent throughout my life so that I can reach my goals in a timely manner. The next goal that I had was I wanted to receive results for my dreams. So it's one thing to have dreams And then it's another thing to have actions. So dreams are amazing, they're beautiful, and a lot of times people, there's a lot of negativity when it comes to dreams, because it's like, oh, I can't make my dreams come true. That's just not possible. I can't make my dreams come true because that's not for me. I'm unlucky. I'm this, that, and the third. But in actuality, your dreams are determined by the actions that you put out into the universe, that you put out into your mind, that you put out into the actions that you're doing every single day. So you want to make sure that you are actioning your dreams. You're actioning your envisions. And there is this really lovely quote that I have heard over time and time again, but it starts off that your mind controls your thoughts control your actions control your habits control your personality controls your character, and your character controls your destiny. So overall, the way that you think is everything, because that can determine what you see in your actual life. It can determine how far your life is going to go. So the more that you think about the things that you want to achieve, and then you start forming habits, healthy habits, in order to achieve those things, you will start to see in your personality. It will start to reflect around your environment. It will start to reflect into the opportunities that come towards you. This is the key steps to manifestation and a wide scale of things. So the next goal and the last goal that I had put was, I want to see myself as the people I look up to. So we all have people that we look up to. We all have people that we're like, wow, they're really doing amazing things. They're really doing great things. How can I get to that point where I have the car that I want, the house that I want, the clothes that I want, the hair that I want, the skin that I want, the body that I want? How can I get to these goals? How can I get myself into the environment that these people are now in? And I feel like the biggest thing for me was like, okay, I see these people. How are they getting there? How are they doing that? And that's how we're going to start getting into the things, the 12 things that I started doing in my life that helped me get my dreams into my reality. So let's get started. Okay, y'all, number 1, waking up early. Y'all, this is so important. Like, I know there's literally a saying out there that says the early bird gets the worm, and that is 100% true. The earlier you wake up, the earlier that you start your day, the more day that you have. 1, 2, the more energy that you'll have, and the more you'll get done. So like I said, one of my main goals was I wanted to make more in my day. Well, waking up at 8 o'clock, waking up at 10 o'clock, waking up past noon, oh no. Like, if you wake up past noon and you have goals and dreams, like, no, you gotta wake up earlier. That's just gonna be key to your life, because you want to be able to start your day earlier so you can have more time for yourself. Like me personally, like, I use my time in the morning to get the other things that I want to get done. So that for me is working out. For me, it's yoga. I start my day off with doing yoga in the morning, and that just helps me center myself before I start my day. Also, it's the quiet time. You want to have conscious time in your morning where it's quiet, where it's just you and your environment and your space, and you're out of the bed. So a lot of the times we wait until we're in the bed to, have our alone time, but in actuality, we need to have that alone time and still be actually doing things. And this was a great way for me to start being more sacred with my own time and my own energy and my own self. So number 1, waking up early. And here's a quick tip to waking up early. So this is how I started waking up early. So I wake up normally around 7 beforehand. Honestly, I would wake up at like 7:40. Like, that's the time that I'd be waking up. Like, I'd be like, okay, I gotta get up. I gotta do work. And I'm a morning person. However, I was like, ugh. But every single time that I would go downstairs to like get my dog outside and make sure he does what he does. There's a dog. And this man would be like, and then go. And I'm like, this, like, no rolling over. No, I need to chill out. I need to give me a couple more minutes. Like, no, this dog was up. And I realized the biggest and craziest thing ever was that I don't need to feel like I need extra time. Why do I feel like I'm not well rested? Why do I feel like, so it was my mindset. This puppy has the mindset, okay, it's time to go. But I don't have that mindset. So I started to observe how this dog moved, observe how this dog carried himself. And I realized that it's really that simple as the thought that you put out. So when I would wake up in the morning, first of all, I set my phone on the other side of the room. So I had to actually get up and move to the other side of the room to grab what I needed. Second, when I wake up, I'd be like, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. So then I would be like forcing myself, but also like conditioning myself to think like, oh, I'm not even tired. I'm up. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we going? You see what I'm saying? So then after that, we're going to get into part 2. So part 2 is working out in the morning. Now, y'all, I do beauty, I do fashion, I do cosplays, I'm doing videos. So it's very important for me to still get that workout in. And I know that by the end of the day, I do not want to do that. So I started putting it as the first thing I did in the day. I didn't want to just be out here like tired and then having to work out. Also, if you're trying to lose weight, the quickest way to lose weight is by actually working out in the morning. You want to work out in the morning so that you feel like, okay, cool. You haven't ate, you've drank some water, and you're coming out of your rest period. So boosting your metabolism, the quickest way is to work out in the morning, is to get that heart rate up, is to get that blood up in the morning. Because once your blood and your heart is working and it's pumping, you'll naturally start to see a difference in your body. This has been the quickest tip to see inches come off of my body, and also to get the desired body. I just noticed that me working out in the morning was so key. So y'all, so now we've talked about waking up in the morning and conditioning your mind. We talked about going and working out in the morning, conditioning your body. Now the third thing that we're going to talk about is reading a book. Okay, there is an amazing quote by Will Smith where he says in this interview, basically, there's 2 things that he suggests that every single person should do. One is to work out, is to run specifically. He said the more you run, then you hear that voice in your mind like, I can't do it, and you keep on doing it. You're training your voice in your mind every single day to know, hey, no, I gotta do this. And I don't care what voice is telling me that I can't do it. I don't care how tired I am, I'm gonna get it done. However, he's also said that the second rule or the second strategy that you can use for your life is to read a book. These books are important because it can help you understand new concepts, new ideologies through another person, but that other person, you're still relaying it and interpreting it in your own way. So you're taking the information that's given and you're applying it to your own life. What I love about reading books is that it gives me a period to isolate my mind and isolate my thoughts to this specific text and reflect it instantly off of my life. I instantly am like, oh, how does this connect to me? How does this work for me? How does this do this for me? You can start and stop a book whenever you want. And whatever you're gaining in that book is insights of this person's perspective who has taken it out of their day, out of their life to write a book. And that's something like, just think about all the people around you who actually write books. Okay, that's not a lot of people. So a person that's taking time out of their day to write a book is somebody that's taking the time out of their lifestyle or to add to their lifestyle to get their point across, to get their words across. Now, there are a lovely book that I'm reading right now, and it's called The 12 Golden Universal Rules for Achieving Success by Herbert Harris. I highly recommend that book. It is leading me to achieve my goals and actualize them, and I super recommend it. It is so good, y'all. Okay, y'all, so we're gonna move on to the next goal. or the next thing I implemented in my life that completely changed the game. The next one is creating healthy eating habits. Guys, you do not have to diet, okay? You don't have to diet. I do not diet. I eat what I want, when I want, and like if I want a cookie, I'm gonna eat a cookie. If I want pizza, I'm gonna eat pizza. And that doesn't affect my overall lifestyle. Why doesn't it? Because I eat in moderation. And on top of that, majority of the foods that I'm eating, majority of my diet consists of fruits, vegetables, water, lots of tea, lots of ginger, lemon, and things that are easy on the stomach, so that when I do want to eat that pizza, when I do want to eat that cookie, when I do want to have that ice cream, I still am able to eat it and not see instant repercussions for it. However, I will say that food has everything to do with your mental health, with your physical health, and also your spiritual health. The most clear you're ever going to be in your life is when you take that time to fast, when you take that time to have a clear conscience that is not consumed by the foods that you're eating. You have to be careful on the foods that you're eating, because that does affect you in every single way possible. That's why even if you're going to work out, know that working out, yes, it is beneficial. Yes, it will help you get to your goals, but changing your eating is 80% way more than the 20% you're actually doing in working out. Changing your eating habits will change the way that your body looks, your skin looks, your mind thinks, the way your mind processes, and overall your spiritual connection with self and with source, whatever source is for you. Now, y'all, it's so important. So let me just tell you, I'm going to make a separate video on this, but I definitely want to let you guys know some of the things that I don't really partake in. I try to limit my dairy to only like cheese pizza if I do eat dairy. However, I don't drink dairy milk, I don't eat ice cream, and I am super conscious about what, even like coffees that I'm drinking and things like that. I cut back on my sugar intake. I limited myself to 1 sugary item a day because I love sugar. So if you love sugar like me, cut to 1 sugar item a day and see how that changes your life. If you love salty food, cut yourself to 1 chip a day, maybe 1 chip bag or 1 serving size of chips. Do not go over that. Do not go, if you eat a whole bunch of salty foods, make sure that you're sticking to, like, you got 1 that you love. It might be, you know, a bag of Takis, eat your Takis, and that's just pretty much it. After that, don't do it. I'm still gonna make a separate video because there's so many healthy tips that don't require dieting, that don't require working out, that I'm gonna share with you guys that I have done to implement having a flatter stomach in my life, having a more desirable body in my eyes, and also just appreciating my body in different ways. I'm gonna move on to the 4th thing that I implemented in my life. That's self-tender love and care, TLC. It's a must. It's a must. You have to make sure that you are carving out for your time for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to know how to do it if you're not doing it for yourself. Y'all, when I have a confession. When I was younger, I would expect people to treat me a certain way because I was like, I deserve to be treated this way. I deserve to be treated this way. But am I treating myself this way? Am I doing these things regularly for myself in order for people to know how to treat me? And then once I made that realization, that changed my whole perspective. So now I don't, first of all, tender love and care. Let's just break it down. Tender. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are 100% designed in the purpose that you were put here on this planet for. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. You don't have anything to do anything with anybody else. Anything with anybody else is a benefit. So you have to make sure that you are the center of your world. You have to make sure that you are listening to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't tell yourself no. Ask questions with yourself and take time. Remember, that's the tender part. You want to make sure that you understand that you are literally 100% enough, perfect the way that you are, and that you will accept yourself no matter what insecurities you may have, no matter what difficulties you may have in your life. Whatever you see is something that cannot be changed. Just know that it can be changed, but it takes the acceptance and the acknowledgement of yourself. That is the tender part. The love part also goes straight into that, because once you have that self-acceptance, once you have that self-admiration, you will now be able to love yourself in multiple ways. Internally, you'll be able to provide for yourself. So for me, the way that I started thinking about myself was, I love myself, so I do this. I love myself, so I wake up early. I love myself, so I eat fruits and vegetables. I love myself, so I get my taxes done. Things like that you say to yourself over and over again, so you start implying the love that you have for yourself. Instead of saying, I have to do this. I love myself, so I do this. I love myself, so I'm taking care of this. You see what I'm saying? Changing the language that you speak to yourself is so important, because that allows you to move forward. Remember that nobody has it figured out. Nobody knows what they're doing. And all we can do is hope and pray that we are making the best judgment for ourselves. But in order to make the best judgment for ourselves, we have to accept ourselves for who we are. We have to admire ourselves for thus far, how far we've gotten and how far we are going to get. And then the care. Y'all, make sure that you are taking care of your overall image, your hygiene. Y'all, hygiene is super important. Make sure that you are showering. Make sure you are, sorry, I'm having a little brain freeze. Make sure you're showering. Make sure you're like combing out your hair, brushing your hair. Make sure you're filing your nails, clipping your nails, painting your nails, accessorizing your hands. Putting on accessories instantly will make you feel more elevated throughout the day. Making sure that you're having spa treatments. If you can afford a spa treatment outside, I highly recommend you make that a part of your regimen at least once a month. If that's something that you would like to start, let's start by doing it in our house. Let's get get some masks. They have masks at the dollar store that are really, really good. They're $1.25 now. But they're still really good. It's the Yes To brand. If you can go to Ulta or Walmart, those are also other ways to start implementing some nice spa treatments. Get a filing kit, get some new shampoo, comb out your hair, get a new comb, get a new brush, get a new toothbrush, get a cover for your toothbrush, because bacteria are real and they exist in the air around you, let alone wherever you're putting your toothbrush. And then after that, you want to make sure that you are, get yourself a nice treat. Get yourself a nice, maybe you want an ice cream. Maybe you want some brownies. Get yourself that treat. Maybe you want a new video game. Maybe you want some vacation. Make sure that you're doing the care for yourself. So now we're going to move on to the next goal, or next thing that I want to say goal. I guess it is a goal that I started implementing, but here's another implementation that I put in my life. Limit screen time. Y'all, the screen will drain you. The screen will drain you. And I know, yes, I'm on the screen right now, and yes, you're watching this on the screen, but also this is a way. What I love about these videos specifically is that you can step away and just watch you could just literally listen and do a task that you needed to do, write down things, because this is more so a podcast style. It gives you the chance to be able to step away from your phone but still listen to the words and have that be beneficial for you. And that's very important. So if you're not, sometimes I might be on YouTube, but I'm listening to videos like this that help me gain insight but don't necessarily take me away from the task at hand. So that's how I use these type of videos. So speaking of these type of videos, if you would like to see more of these type of videos, please hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and also the like button to let me know that you like the content that I'm making. And also I have other videos on my channel as well that are going to be dropping. I'm coming out with a whole bunch of shorts, and there is a giveaway coming up, so make sure that you're staying tuned for those lovely announcements and surprises. And now we're going to move on into the next, which is number 7. Y'all, number 7 is watch what you listen to. So this is really geared towards the music that you listen to. So what I started doing was I listen to things that make me feel happy. I listen to things that make me feel energetic. I listen to things that make me think more. Those are the type of music that you want to listen to. Like before, when I was in college, there'd be times where I'd be listening to certain music that would make me feel like I gotta be hard, make me feel like I have to be aggressive, make me feel like I have to carry myself in a certain way to get that point across. Then I realized that I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that way, okay? I want to be the type of person that's like, la 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 la, like I'm spinning like a ballerina. Like, you know, like I want to be that person, because that person is getting things done. And I highly suggest that that's something that you guys implement immediately. If you want to see a change of your attitude, energy, and also perspective, change the things that you're listening to. Make sure that it's geared to your success. Make sure it's geared to your future. Make sure it's geared to the goals that you have in your life. You want to start changing your environment. You need to understand that changing your lifestyle will change your lifestyle. Changing your lifestyle will change your reality. Your reality changes your reality. Your mindset changes your mindset. And thus far and thus on, you want to make sure that you are implementing every single thing that you possibly can in your life to change your results for yourself. Results are inevitable. You want to make sure that you're getting the results that you are dreaming of. So listening is super duper important. The next thing that I want to talk about is language. Now, I kind of mentioned this before with Tender Love and Care, but the language that you use. I'm gonna make another video about this, but y'all, the word female is one of the words I do not use regarding women. I do not use regarding myself, especially. There are other words that are aligned with the female word that I do not use as well. And I want you to start implementing words in your life that make you feel good. Like for me, the words that I started implementing in my life, I started saying elegant. I started saying seductive, sensual, sexy, things like that. I started saying smart, confident, determined, dedicated, reverent, things like that that made me feel more of a person. There's so many words out here. Use the ones that best reflect the person that you want to be. Use the words that make you reflect on yourself as a beneficial person of society and your environment and towards your future goals. And I promise you, you will see an immediate change in yourself, in your character, and also the language that you speak talking to other people. There's a money language, there's a conversational language, there's a language for pretty much there's a love language. There's so many different languages, and I promise you, when you tap into the different languages that you can use and utilize in your life, you will start to see that your whole world will be now shaped in a whole different direction. I believe that word usage can literally be spellbound. And that's another video to make, so just stay tuned. But literally, y'all, start saying positive words. You will see a difference. And let me know if you do. Put it in the comments below, or definitely DM me, send me a text if you have my information, and, you know, go from there. Now, the next thing, number 9, spending habits. Now, y'all, I am super duper I'm guilty of this. In the past, I love spending. Like, I love spending on clothes. I love spending on hair, nails, makeup, anything and everything. Especially once I got into college, finally started having some actual money in general, and I was like, I'm about to spend it. But also I started saving too at the same time, because I started, creating multiple sources of income, and then I started saving that. However, you still want to continue saving, and even if you are saving, you still want to look at your spending habits. Now for me, I spend once I accomplish something amazing. I might, oh, you know what, I'm going to spend this money on myself because I'm going to accomplish something amazing. Or I'm going to spend this money on myself because this is an investment towards my brand and business. But that's how you want to start separating things, because one of the biggest things that all of us could do better on, especially making, reaching that next level, reaching that next goal, reaching that next financial status, is spending. Now, I'm not really going out and eating like that, but even more, I've cut back on going out and eating. I realized, okay, I can cook this at home. I can make this at home. I could do this at home. And instantly, I started noticing how much money I was saving. Going out, I told you guys in the last couple of videos ago that I do not go out. I still don't go out, and let me tell you how that's changed my entire bank account. I've saved so much money, and I'm a woman, so it's not like I'm paying heavily for drinks, heavily for any of the amenities that come with going out. However, I realized that I was literally saving gas money, I was saving food money, I was saving clothing money because I was buying, gotta buy new clothes, gotta buy a new outfit. And now I'm using the things that I have in my house, I'm using the things that I have in my pantry, I'm using the things that I have in my refrigerator, freezer, all these different components that are making me more of a creative person, which that's my next thing. And then also it's just making me feel more confident about my financial status, so that now I can start investing into things in my life that I would like to see flourish and change. So that leads me into my next goal or next implementation. Oh my gosh. Number 10 is creating. Y'all, when I list the other goals, when I stop spending, I use different language, limited my screen time, limited the music that I'm listening to, my creativity went it went all the way up, because now I'm utilizing the clothes that I have in my house, I'm utilizing the food that I have in my refrigerator, which is giving me new ideas. How can I cook this? How can I make this? How can I make a new clothing? How can I make a new hairstyle? How can I make a new makeup look with the stuff that I already have? How can I implement the things that I already have in my life and apply them for my future? That's one of the biggest things. We always talk about spring cleaning, right? Let me cover myself. We always talk about getting the clutter out. What does that actually mean? And why do people spring clean? You spring clean so that you are able to let in the new in your life. So as we are closing up winter, what can you release? And as we go into spring, what can you release at that time so that you can make anew? Now for me, I started selling my clothes on Depop, which is one of the biggest things that I wanted to start doing. I have an account called Renro. You guys are feel free. It'll hopefully be in the description bar below, my Renro account, where you can purchase some of the clothes that I have. And I do have multiple sizes as well. So just to let y'all know if y'all want to go check that out. However, I started creating with different outfits. I started creating with the materials that I have. I have a whole bunch of DIY materials. I have a whole bunch of different, just all different types of things. You never really know what you have until you start applying yourself. I realized that I can make a new gaming chair instead of having to go buy a new gaming chair. I realized that I could use my mirrors and frame my space different, that I don't have to continue throwing things out or changing things. So that was a really beautiful discovery. And then also, just to separate from that, creation in general, I create YouTube videos, I create social media, I also create different concepts for my videos, different characters, for myself. I also create art. I create singing. I sing as well. I dance. I act. I model. So all these different things, whether that be through social media or not, once you start creating those different areas in your life, you will see that there's so much to you. I started picking up back into piano and creating creating piano a part of my schedule again. Creation comes in so many different ways, and it doesn't necessarily have to be artistic, but you are an artist and there is art about you. So you can utilize the things that you may have not tapped into in a long time. For me, the next thing I'm going to be tapping into is drawing. I always love drawing and I love tigers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start drawing tigers again. I'm going to start drawing anime characters and just seeing what I can do with these two hands that I have. You see what I'm saying? Now, the next thing, learning a new skill. So literally this is going so cohesively. I love it. Life is like water. Life is water. Water is life. And so the next thing is going to be learning a new skill. Y'all, my new skill is going to be Spanish. I always wanted to learn Spanish ever since I was a child, and this year I will be learning Spanish. By the end of this year, I might be even having some Spanish YouTube videos. Okay, that'd be so awesome. However, that is the new skill that I want to learn. Just one of them. I believe having a new skill brings back some type of adrenaline, releases some serotonin, releases some endorphins in your mind, because you're literally starting something that you don't know about, something that you want to know more, something that's curious to you. And whenever you achieve a little portion of it, it'll make you feel like, oh my gosh, I achieved this. You know what I mean? And that's such a great feeling. Like, oh my gosh, I achieved this. This is done. Da 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 da. You see, like, that's just a good feeling. You want to have that feeling. You want to have that, like, oh, I finished this. Yay. Like, you know, you're happy. Y'all, so the next and the final implementation, I finally got it right, that I put in my life, y'all. Meditation, prayer, and gratitude. I put all of these three together. This is the 12th implementation in my life. I put all these three together because when I started to be grateful, and I have a lovely mentor as well who also has a book out. She's amazing, and I will link her book below. But when I had a conversation with her and she talked about being grateful, that changed my entire perspective on life. And there are multiple people that I've heard this from who are successful, who are in places of high value. And when they say, I am grateful, it doesn't matter if you don't have that car, if you don't have that car, if you don't have that boy or girl, if you don't have that living situation, be grateful for the situation that you're in now, because it's teaching you, it's putting you in a different perspective, it's letting you have new ideas and new notions and new visions and new dreams for yourself. And you have to be grateful for it. So every single day I say something that I'm grateful for. I say at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. And if I'm feeling really snazzy, I might say some extra things, you know, like, I am grateful for this. I'm grateful, like me today, I say I'm grateful for my mind, body, and soul. I'm so grateful for them because they have allowed me to be the person that I am today, and allowed me to move the way I wanted to move and think the way that I wanted to think. And that is a true blessing. So another thing is meditation. So normally people think that meditation has to be some type of like, and eventually it will be. However, in order to get to that space, in order to get to that mindset, I started doing things like yoga. I started doing things like reading, and those can be forms of meditation. Cooking can be a form of meditation that you do in your life that will create this new sensation about what you want to see in your life, how you envision yourself, having that time to focus. And that's why you want to cut back on your screen time and also focus on your eating habits, because meditation goes hand in hand with what you're putting into your body. So the clearer your mind will be, the clearer your understanding, the better you will rest, the better that you will enjoy yourself in life, is by taking that time and energy to clear it. There are other implements that you can take in order to clear that consciousness. So meditation is something that you want to make sure that you're doing so that you can have that alone time. Again, waking up in the morning is also a form of meditation because it allows you to have those early morning thoughts. Also, that goes into music. The music that you're listening to will help you have that different meditation. I personally listen to Yanni. I personally listen to classical music. Majority of my day, there are subliminals on YouTube that I love as well that I start implementing in my life that have changed the game for me. Those are also forms of meditation and prayer. Now, you can, if you pray, praying is a beautiful, beautiful way to affirm the things in your life, to affirm your gratitude, and affirm what you would like to see. Prayer is not necessarily tied to religion. Prayer is yourself and your consciousness connecting with a higher source, a higher value, whether that be the highest way of thinking for yourself, whether that be the highest good for yourself, or whether that be you extending it upwards to the heavens, to the source of your world, to the source of your creation, to the source of the universe. So, y'all, those are just some of the implementations, the things that I started implementing in my life that have helped me actually take action to my goals, to start actualizing the things that I want in my life, to take my visions and put them into my character, my personality, my habits, my thoughts, and my words. So I hope that you guys could take away from this video and have some new things that you want to implement in your life, some new goals that you want to set for yourselves, and some beautiful, beautiful dreams of what you can be, because you are everything. You are amazing. You are more than enough. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you have an amazing, amazing, amazing 2022. We can do this, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.